I hope all of you are having a wonderful Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season so far. I just had to share with you some new unearthed clips from Fulton County in Georgia regarding what happened in 2020. I need you to help me make these go viral, as well as some on the street footage from brilliant independent media, just like us here at the Nez Nation channel, exposing Somalia, Tampon Tim Waltz, Minnesota, and the multi-billion dollar corruption happening in the state of Minnesota, where actual American residents and citizens are being completely neglected. And this is major fraud. There is a brand new 2020 video showing Georgia poll workers acting suspiciously while handing off a USB drive that is going viral after it was confirmed, I did a whole video on this, that over 300,000 ballots were illegally certified without poll worker signatures in Fulton County. I want to share that right now. And then I've got an unearthed video. This was a clip of a Fulton County election worker testifying under oath about what she observed. Oh, good gracious. Military absentee ballots, and the percentage of them going to Biden was over 100%. You're not going to believe this. And then also I've got Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, who basically, called Trump a liar, and his reaction, as well as Georgia Senator Colton Moore. And then a new video clip. Looks like Fulton County has had enough of Fani Willis and her reckless spending, where a judge actually claimed, this is a Judge McBurney, asked Adam Abadi, who worked in Fulton County's DA office, about the cash bonuses they received. But first, so I got a lot to share with you. But first, I want to share this with you. This is the amazing Nick Shirley, who it went on the ground in Minnesota, showing a prime example of the billions of dollars in fraud happening right now in Minnesota. Watch.
Here in Minnesota, massive fraud is taking place within the government and the Somali population. Here, this building alone, Quality Learning Center, is a daycare, yet they spelled learning wrong, and they said leering. This daycare alone in 2025 has received $1.9 million from the government. And the strange things about these childcare centers is there's no one here right now. It's midday on a weekday, and if you were to try to go inside, it's completely closed and the windows are all blacked out. No one's working. Midday, children should be in here, and this place is licensed for 99 children, and this is the outside. There's no windows, no nothing. And like I said, they literally spelt the word wrong on their sign. This is open and blatant fraud taking place here inside of Minnesota. The government is complicit with this, and this is just one of the hundreds of child daycare centers here inside of Minneapolis being ran by the Somali population. It's sad that it's happening here in Minnesota, and it stinks that it's happening and it's being labeled on the Somali population. However, that's just the facts of what's happening here inside of Minnesota. $1.9 million for this daycare center that can't even spell learning right.
But wait a minute, the Democrats said that was impossible. The Democrats said that was all fabrication. That was right-wing conspiracy. That was defamation. I thought this stuff doesn't happen, Democrats. I thought you guys said the Somali population is the reason that Minnesota is great, that they've added and contributed more than us American citizens. What happened? What's going on here? Well, wait, there's more, and it gets even worse. This is coming out now that Somalis buy homes in Minnesota to use, quote, home care. They sit empty, then bill the state for millions per year. You want to know how many homes are confirmed? Over 450. Watch this quick clip right here.
Here in Minnesota, a local realtor reached out to me to tell me about another way that Somalians are scamming Minnesotans out of their taxpayer dollars. In her community alone, Somalians have bought up over 455 homes. They buy these homes, claiming they're turning these homes into home health care centers. She says the way we know Somalians have bought these homes is because all of a sudden, extremely nice cars start showing up. Mercedes, BMWs, the nicest cars are parked in the driveway. And she said by law, the state will not come out and inspect these homes and make sure these homes even have clients living in these homes. She also said, as a realtor, she cannot disclose to people wanting to buy homes in this neighborhood that Somalians have bought that home and they're using that as a home health care center. She said these homes can even take people in who've just been released from jail, and the neighborhood does not need to know about this. But she says many of these homes do not even have clients in them. But the state is writing them checks every month for the clients that the Somalians say are in these homes, and these Somalians are making millions of dollars off of these homes every year. The Somalians have figured out exactly the perfect plan as to how to scam Minnesota taxpayers out of their money. They are banking on this, making millions of dollars, and the government here in Minnesota is too lazy to go and check it out and to see if there's even clients living in these homes. The fraud in Minnesota is so deep. Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Blue run, Democrat operated cities and states. This is what's happening. They've just unearthed billions and billions. I'll probably have to do a whole separate video on Newscombs, California, my home state, which is such a major tragedy. But this is the same tampon Tim, the feckless, spineless, ballsless, emasculated Play-Doh mook who calls one of the greatest innovators in the history of mankind, Elon Musk, wanted his company to go down, went in front of an entire audience and said, I put Tesla on my stock app just to see, give me a boost every day to see the stock go down, when now it's skyrocketed and now Elon Musk has a recorded net worth of over $800 billion, the richest man ever to live. This is what happens when losers have positions of power. He attacks Trump every day, just like all the Democrats. He attacks Elon Musk. He attacks anybody doing anything for America, innovating, building, creating, while his state goes down the toilet, while his constituents, while his citizens, while his residents don't get a dime, are knee deep in debt, while these illegal migrants are shuffling billions off the table. Shame on you, Tampon Tim. Shame on you, mentally Ilhan Omar. I hope to God justice comes swiftly and fast. You deserve everything that's coming to you this Christmas season. Santa's got some handcuffs for you, Tampon Tim. Ho-diddy, ho-diddy, ho. Okay, now I want to show you this. This is a video right now where you could see a Georgia poll worker acting extremely suspicious, handing off a USB drive. Boy, the Fani Willis Fulton County 2020 debacle is bigger than we could have ever suspected. Watch this. So you can see right here as I zoom in, look what happens right here. She kind of cuffs the USB. They're all wearing masks because it was 2020, right? This is super suspicious. Watch as she surreptitiously hands this off to whoever this other gentleman is in the leather jacket. He's stretching. He's pretending to stretch. So he's got a placard. He's like a poll worker. And that's how they did it. Watch it one more time. She takes the USB drive, pockets it, and then looks around to see if anybody notices. And I guess this gentleman's acting as cover. Okay, so she doesn't actually hand it off to him. Or does she? Let me see. It says, go in front of me so nobody can see me. I'm going to slowly get up, act cool, act like nothing's happening. She put it in his pocket. Did you see that? She put it in his jacket pocket while he fake stretched and yawned. Yeah, that doesn't look suspicious at all, does it? And by the way, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger's dismissal of this error as a clerical error, he says this doesn't take away from the votes. Even though Biden only won by 11,780 votes, the tabulation tapes in question included over 315,000 votes. And so, that was the whole kind of big conspiracy, was the phone call back in 2021 where Trump was just simply saying there's no way this could be happening. There's no way, with all accounts, with all intents and purposes, I won Georgia. He knew he won Georgia. We all knew he won Georgia. So there's going to be an investigation, it looks like. It looks like that some of the GOP are calling for a federal investigation. This needs to be investigated. Some are saying there needs to be an asterisk put on the 2020 election, but this just confirms everything that we already thought. And the fact that Raffensperger is saying this doesn't change anything is the biggest joke I've ever heard in my life, because of course it changes absolutely everything. You can't go from 315,000 votes to a difference of 11,780 votes and say, wait a minute, those 300,000 votes, which weren't tabulated correctly, weren't signed, that doesn't matter. The math ain't math in here. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is even worse. Wait till you see this video, this clip, this unearthed footage of a 2020 Fulton County election official talking about military absentee ballots and what terrified her and kept her up at night. Watch.
I estimated that somewhere between 80 and 90% were going to Joe Biden. Throughout the day, it kept making me sicker and sicker every time I saw another Biden, 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 and then I'm going through batches. 100% of the batches were Biden. I find that statistically impossible.
Thousands and thousands of military absentee ballots coming back 100% Biden. You see, folks, this isn't conspiracy. This is just using your noggin. This is just practicality. Joe Biden got 15 million more votes than Obama did. 15 million plus more votes than the Black Messiah did in 2008. You expect us to believe that? Are you out of your ever-loving mind? Not in a billion years. All the evidence, all the proof, all, calculations, analytics, research, data suggest the exact opposite of that. Trump won in 2020. There's no doubt in my mind. They should let him run another 4 years just based on that. I believe that everything happens for a reason. This is all part of God's plan. And I think when he won in 2024 and what he's doing now, I think the only way he could have done that perhaps is if these Democrats cheated in the venomous fashion that they did. Speaking of cheaters, liars, deceitful, unqualified individuals, check out what this judge was telling one of the top prosecutors in Fani Willis's Fulton County District Attorney's office about them getting cash bonuses. Now, I have been doing a lot of research on this video. I cannot 100% certain say that this is not fabricated, but it sounds right up Fani Willis's alley. You be the judge. Watch.
You all got raises. Yeah. Was there not some bonuses? Bonuses.
Oh, I wasn't there for that. That's true. I was not.
Was there not some big get together and they handed? Was there like a bag of cash because your boss only uses cash?
Best tip of the year.
Okay, excellent. Congrats.
That sounds like that's gonna be that'll be probably $15.
It's thoughtful. It's thoughtful. That money could have been spent some other way, like paying legal fees for the defendants in that case.
Cash Money G, living up to her name. So if you couldn't hear that, it was a little bit inaudible, especially one of the attorneys that works in her office, a body. But essentially the judge was saying, so there was bags of cash and you got bonuses, and then he tries to act all stymied and flustered and being like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He turns around. It seems like maybe one of his supervisors or what have you confirmed it. And then he goes, congratulations. And then he says, no, that cash could have been used in much better ways than giving you guys bonuses. Last I checked, any state, federal, public institution does not pay their employees, whether it's bonuses, salary, what have you, holiday this, holiday that. They don't pay in cash. But somehow Cash Money G did. And you're going to tell me she accrued that cash in an honest, ethical manner? We're not stupid, y'all. I know you guys think we're all stupid, you limousine liberals looking down your nose academics, but we're not that stupid. And the truth is all coming out. Check out what Senator from Georgia, Colton Morris, says about this. Watch. So Senator Colton Morris posted this on X saying, they want you to think the corruption in Fulton County stops at 315,000 illegal votes. It doesn't. They went through extraordinary lengths to steal the 2020 election. Unsigned tabulation tapes for hundreds of thousands of early votes, failure to verify and sign zero tapes at 32 sites, certifying and submitting uncertified results to the state anyway. That's insane. Polling locations open until 2 a.m., which they never are. Duplicated scanner serial numbers and unauthorized memory device transfers, catastrophic breaks in chain of custody everywhere you look. This was deliberate, coordinated attack on our county, and Fulton County was just ground zero. Wow. Imagine what they're going to find out in Gavin Newsom's California. They already have no idea where the fire aid money went. They already have no idea why we're in a $76 billion deficit when we were just in a surplus a year ago. The industrial homelessness complex, he's an abysmal failure for 20 years. He spent billions. The guy can't even build a train in 15, 20 years. It takes Trump literally 10 months to build a train. If Trump was running California, that train would have been built like 10 months after it was announced. And it would be fast, efficient, no errors. It would be perfect. It would get passengers, serve guests, serve citizens, and probably be funded by private money without taxpayers paying the bill. But no, this is what happens when you get losers, people who've never created, who've never built, who have elevated themselves on the backs of hardworking, blood, sweat, and tear American citizens. I can't wait to share the video of all the fraud that's coming out. You think Minnesota, Georgia, you think this is just, this is the end of it? This is just the beginning. And your boy Nez is always going to get you covered. So make sure you hit that thumbs up, because our mission here is to make common sense go viral, to educate our fellow citizens on the truth that the woke media apparatus will never, ever cover. Make sure you share this, watch all the way to the end, and I can't wait to hear your comments on all of this. Let me know down below. Check out these videos. I just posted this. Tap on that right there to watch next. Coming up on the screen, tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. Merry Christmas, y'all. I'll see you soon.